What is that? Hello, BCS. It's my Employee of the Month award. I think I definitely deserved it with all the knives that I have sold you. Well, you must literally be the only employee that works at this store. I mean, does anybody else work here? Because that would be the only reason I could see that you got that. Why, yes. Actually, I am the only employee here at the knife store. Hence the reason I gave myself Employee of the Month. Well, I figured I'd just come in and see what you guys had new in stock. Well, here at the knife store, we get shipments in weekly, and we've got a whole lot of brand new knives. Oh, that is it, dude. You get on my nerves with that knives. I'm out. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit irritated and it seems you're always around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of your voice. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that all the knives have gone wide. Turn around. Every now and then you get a little bit terrified when you see that look in my eyes. Turn around, I'm sales guy. Enough, I'm out. Well, BCS, thank you for coming to the knife store where we sell knives. What's going on, BCS Army? Justin from Blue Collar Survival, and it's time for another review. Before I get started, I'd like to give a huge thank you to David from Blade Banter and the Apex Pass Around group, and also Valtech for allowing me to review this knife and check it out. It's one I've been eyeballing for a very long time. Also, if you're new to my channel and you're looking for the best bang for your buck in the knife and gear world, hit that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, throw me a thumbs up. So I'll throw in the description below, I'll throw a link to Valtech's website and a link to this knife on their website. If you haven't checked out their website, definitely check it out. They give you $10 just for signing up. It's free to sign up, and you get reward points for reviewing stuff and buying stuff. I've literally gotten free stuff just off my reward points, so definitely check that out. All right, so I'll go ahead and show the box just real fast, model number and everything. Like I said, this is one I've been eyeballing for a long time, and I was hoping to love this knife, and it just didn't go with me quite well, and I'll get into it a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons out real quick. So first one we got is the Manix 2, which I have fallen in love with this knife. Then we have the PM2, relatively same size, but quite a bit more narrow. And a Benchmade Griptilian, which is about the same size, once again a little more narrow. I will go ahead and throw the specs up on the screen for you guys. Alright, so you got a full flat grind for the most part. There's a little swedge at the top. S30V, satin finish, very thick blade stock. Well done jimping. It doesn't quite have that sawtooth jimping like some of the other ones do. The PM2 has that sawtooth, and the Manix kind of has that sawtooth jimping. This one's a little less aggressive, but still, you know, functional. Still gives a little grab on the finger without really biting after a long time use. Forward finger choil, unnecessary nub that I don't like. We'll get into here in a little bit of why. Beautifully done G10 handle. Overall, the fit and finish is pretty well. Let's see if I can get in there at all. There you go. Skeletonized liners. It is a heavier knife. Not horrible. So, 5.2. And 148 grams. So a little heavier of a knife, not horrible. In the pocket wise, I would probably recommend carrying this tip up. This is just my opinion, but when it's, or tip down, I mean, I'd recommend, which is funny because I love tip up. But the way this knife carries, when it gets into that seam, I noticed when I was carrying it, it'll kind of tilt out some. So it's a little weird to carry. And it's easier actually with a bigger knife. Steve and Clint from Alchemy 1 were talking about it. When you pull a knife out tip down that's larger, just drop it in your hand and go. But this does carry better tip down, honestly. The G10, there is no texturing on it really at all. I mean, it's very well done. This is where the issue at hand really comes in, is this compression lock. If you're holding it normal and you're really doing a hammer grip on it and working it, that is a major hot spot because it is right in the web of your hand. Also, when you get up on the choil, it kind of gets on the web of my hand also. Saber grip, I kind of learned, is the best way to hold this. It keeps you over top of that compression lock. If that's the way you hold it every time, this is not an issue. But no go for back here with the saber grip unless you can really get up on it. My hands are about medium, so you can see it is a large handle, almost 5-inch handle. But it's just that compression lock, I really think it takes away from this knife. I think it would have benefited from either the, whatever they call it, the axis-like lock. I think it would have benefited from that. Even a liner lock. And the nub. That's what I was talking about. It comes through. So, I mean, the only time it's a real issue is the fidget factor. It comes up, hits your finger. Bama Knife Guy on Instagram actually ground his off. And it's great. I mean, it's closer. He took, I mean, even further down than that. But, yeah, it doesn't have that issue. So it comes through there, and that's a little bit of an issue for me. Pocket clip-wise, you guys know I hate Spyderco pocket clips. Them and their lanyard stuff, they just can't figure it out. But yeah, I mean, you get a massive chunk of G10. It is a decent sized knife. The handle ergonomics for me didn't work. I don't like when knives kind of slim out in the pommel. I'd rather have something that has a little bit of flair. Kind of grabs my hand. Even like the Griptilian, it kind of gets fatter towards the back, really locks my hand in. Excuse me. Especially with this not having any texturing on it. You know, this is just all my opinion, honestly. $187 price point. I don't think it's that bad for what you get. It's a very well done knife for like just the overall look of it and the giant chunk of S30V you get. This is really a big blade. I mean, it's at its widest point, it's almost 1.5 inches wide on the blade. So, I mean, you are getting a chunk. I'll go ahead and throw up the scoring for the BCS scoring. Didn't do horrible, 2.83. That's kind of one of the scoring ranges where, you know, I wouldn't recommend, but I wouldn't be like, no, don't buy this. It's just kind of one of those, you know, it's okay. It's all user preference, honestly. Me, I wouldn't get it. I always did like the look of this knife. And like I said, I wanted to love it, but just that nub there with the fidget factor and just this, it's kind of in proportion as well. It's such a big blade compared to such a narrow handle. I feel like it would benefit from a much fatter handle. I mean, even the Manix 2 has a little bit wider. I don't know. Just a little improportionate for me. But alright guys, I mean, that's all I really got for this. Still a beautiful knife. I still like the look of it. But for me, I feel like it'd be one of those ones that would be like my Instagram, just photo pictures. That's all it would get. That's basically what like my Pilar is too. But alright guys, Justin for Blue Collar Survival. Definitely check out Valtech, and thank you to the Apex Pass Around group. You guys stay safe.